We're now entering day 5 of President Donald Trump's criminal trial in Manhattan, and the judge has placed him in contempt of court for violating a gag order. The contempt of court carries a fine of $9,000. Have you ever wondered where the music is coming from on the first floor of Maui South? Well, it's right here, KTCU 88.7, which is celebrating 60 years on the airwaves this year. Take a look. The TCU Health Center has reported cases of whooping cough on campus. If you're feeling unwell, report your symptoms to the health center and don't go to class. Stay well, Horned Frogs. Voters flipped a House seat in New York last night. Democrat Tom Suozzi won a special election for the seat that was held by George Santos. Santos was expelled from Congress after he was indicted on charges of fraud and stealing from donors. To stay updated on all things politics, follow PolitiFrog on Instagram @PolitiFrog News.
PolitiFrog editor Lillie Davidson connected with 2 women from the DFW area that were in Israel in the time of the attacks. Lillie Davidson is here now to talk about it with us. So first of all, Lillie, how are these women doing?
Thankfully, both of them were able to get on planes back home. One of them came home on Monday, and one of them got home yesterday.
Wow, well that is really relieving news.
And what do you know about their experience while they've been there?
One of the women that I talked to said that there was no indication that anything was coming. She said that she took a bus to Bethlehem, which is actually an area that is controlled by Palestine, and she said that there was just no indication that a war was about to start. She said she woke up and one of her friends said, "We're at war."
Wow.
The madness has come and gone. UConn defeated Purdue 75-60 on Monday night in the men's basketball national championship. The Huskies become the first team since the 2006-2007 Florida Gators to go back-to-back. And in the women's national championship, South Carolina completed their 38-0 perfect season with a win over Caitlin Clark in Iowa. The women's game outviewed the men's game 18.87 million to 14.82 million. On the first floor of Maui South, there's a wing where the music never stops.
Bleachers, Vampire Weekend, 1975.
That's Janice McCall, the co-manager of KTCU 88.7, TCU's very own on-campus radio station. McCall, along with radio professionals and student crew members, keep the airwaves alive.
They get a little bit of everything. If it's not music, they learn script writing, editing, audio, podcasting.
The station is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year, and student DJ Carson Arnold says it's a distillation of campus culture at TCU.
I think the culture here is awesome. It's really a nice microcosm of college. You get kids from all different, niches and all throughout the school. You're talking to an audience, and that's definitely true, but you're not, this is the one kind of performance where you don't see your audience. So being able to be yourself by yourself is a skill that the DJs learn.
And even though many might say radio is dead, this college radio station is determined to let the music play. Buried amid the rows of offices on the 5th floor of Sid Richardson, there's an office full of memorabilia that totally rocks.
So yes, I do have a fedora and a leather jacket.
That's Dr. Richard Den, Hunter Ennis Endowed Chair in Petroleum Geology here at TCU. As a kid, he dreamed of being a rock star, but not the kind you might think.
It's my 8th grade birthday. I got this great fossil. I had a cousin that was studying geology at the time. She took it back. They couldn't identify it. Took a picture, sent it to the Smithsonian, and came back with a name and an age. I thought, wow, that's great. I want to do that. So pretty much that's what I always wanted to do.
His passion for rocks and fossils shines through, even in his intro courses.
Very, very few people, I was an exception, that come in as a declared major in geology. So I try and make it as relevant as possible, realizing that, there are very, very few majors, if any, in a given class. If you're not going to be a geology major or an environmental science major, which is kind of linked to some extent, why do you care?
Dr. Den is right. We asked some students whether they think science courses, like an intro geology course, are relevant to their major.
I'm a performing major, so unless it's related to anatomy and taking care of my body and taking care of me, then it's not quite as valid for me.
Something that I don't want to do in the field of study that I'm doing right now.
But Den believes even the core classes are worth your time.
Even though you may not care about a subject, there are people that do.
And it can't hurt to learn something new.